Smells like Fruit Loops in here.
It's really quite. It just makes it all better.
You know, I can
covers that deathy smell.
Yeah. So something died in the OFDO office wall.
It's gonna stay there too.
I don't believe it was a person.
I cut up a guy and put him in the walls.
Don't believe that it was a human. But there's a faint smell of something died in the wall. So this is a 30 by 40 shop building that we finished out 12 by 30 of it to make an office. Adam charged me a lot of money.
We've been over that. That's water under the bridge.
Still flowing. Still flowing. I'm just pointing out that water flowing under that bridge. Anyway, how's that coffee?
It's actually a little weak. I probably should have replaced it. I was like, it's got one more run in it.
Oh, did you really? You didn't swap it out?
It's a little weak. I thought I could do it, but it wasn't a good idea.
It's like my grandma. My grandma does not pour out a pot of coffee. She'll just continue.
Oh, Casey does that too. Drives me nuts.
Like 2 days. Like if it's a big pot, she's like, no, it's fine. Just heat it up. And I'm like,
it's not.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It actually led
really
to
not.
It led to a thing.
It's really not.
With my 88-year-old grandma. Like I was like, man, I'm sorry, I don't like drinking your 2-day-old coffee. And she like got offended by it, and we kind of had a little. Sorry about that, Juldine.
It's like you wasteful young whippersnappers.
I know it. This is what's wrong with your generation.
Can't drink a day-old pot of coffee.
Well, there's a lot of things wrong with our generation. Mainly, it's their generation's fault.
Yeah, I mean
that
we didn't raise us.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I kind of did, actually. Let's just be honest. I kind of raised myself. But it does smell like Fruit Loops in here, and I'll give a shout-out to our friend Denise.
Denise, the supplier of the delicious
I don't even know what you
Loop.
call it. It's kind of like a Scentsy thing where you pour in and it heats the wax and it melts it.
It's her shop out there in Chandler called Okie Marketplace.
Okie Marketplace.
That's Okie Marketplace.
What a shout-out.
Yeah, what a shout out. What a shout out.
Didn't even charge her.
Nothing.
But actually, I think she gave that to me for free.
Yeah, I think it was a trade off there.
I think it probably was. So if you're in Chandler, go check it out. Yeah, go check it out.
You want some Fruit Loops scented wax crumbles. That's what it was. Wax crumbles.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was wax crumbles.
Okay, but it smells like Fruit Loops. There's all kinds of flavors, but
and it really does. Like not even.
It is so strong.
It is,
and it's wonderful.
It is.
It takes me back to my childhood.
It instantly makes me want a bowl of cereal every time.
Instantly makes me want a bowl of cereal, and it's like I'm waiting now for He-Man to come on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Watch some
He-Man.
What was your favorite cartoon as a kid?
Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I was a big Ninja Turtle guy. Ninja Turtle guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And toys have changed since we were kids. I remember having their van that shot pizzas.
Shot the pizzas.
And
I had
a warning.
I had the Crag, the big dome.
The
Crag dome. Yeah, I had the Crag dome.
But that thing would shoot, like it would, if you had a kitten, it would kill it.
They were not joking.
It would shoot all the way across the room.
That was back when toys actually meant something.
They did mean something.
They meant something. They meant business.
They meant business. They stood on business.
Yeah. Like Nerf. You remember Nerf guns?
Yeah.
Like you could really put a kid's eye out with a Nerf gun.
Yeah, you could.
Now it's like they're all tamed down and stuff, and you got so you know that there's whole YouTube channels built around modding Nerf guns back to their former glory.
I do. We've talked about that before. We've talked about that because you've been into modding multiple things.
Well, yeah, it's just I'm a tinkerer.
You are a tinkerer.
I like to tinker.
You like to tinker. And one of my favorite things that you've ever tinkered are you would drive around and find Hot Wheels that someone had thrown away, some Hot Wheels Jeep or Barbie car.
Yeah.
And what would you do?
Power wheels.
Power wheels.
Power wheels.
Power wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take the power wheels and I'd pull the guts out of it and rewire the batteries into double the batteries in series until we burn the motors out. So they'd be going
screaming.
Yeah.
They're going
they'd be
30
screaming.
mile an hour.
Hurley'd be like, this one time we found a Captain America bike that had training wheels, and I was like, we're not going to need those. So we took that thing, and it was supposed to be like a 6-volt battery, and I think I put 24 volts onto this thing, and so the tires are just made out of plastic, so they can't grip. So it's just normally it sounds like it's going.
It's not built for it.
No, it ain't built for it.
Oh, that is so awesome. Yeah,
but it was free. We burn them out, throw them back in the trash.
It wasn't free. You invested some money in it.
Not really. I mean, I already had all the batteries.
Oh, okay.
Had all the batteries, had the wire, all the wire came from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, Susie, is a garage sale queen. The queen of garage sales.
Yeah.
So she would go to garage sales, and every now and then she'd see something, tools or whatever, and she calls me. So if I get a call on a Saturday from my mother-in-law, that means I'm getting some kind of a garage sale report at that moment.
Oh, there's something there.
Something. And so she calls me and she goes, Adam, there's this place. I'm at this garage sale Saturday morning. I'm at this garage sale, and they've got about 200 foot of Romex and a bunch of doorbell wire and a bunch of other copper stranded wire, and they want $5 for it all. And I said, how fast can you get your money out? Like it had to be $200 in copper.
Wow.
So it was a steal. So I've had wire.
I mean, people are cutting mufflers, Cadillac converters out of cars for less. You know what I mean?
Which I'm pretty sure Tammy has doesn't have a catalytic converter.
Does she not?
I'm 99%. I
haven't climbed under there to look yet, but
no. I got down under there, and the welds just look. It looks
somebody
like
cut that Cadillac.
It looks like pigeon doo doo up there, and so I'm pretty sure that Tammy is rolling without a catalytic, which would explain that code that I cannot get rid of.
Yeah, you don't have a Cadillac. Yeah.
So if it doesn't have a catalytic converter in it, I could see why it's throwing that code.
Catalytic converter's gone. You're just okay.
She still rolls on.
So my girlfriend in high school, Rochelle, her grandpa was a garage seller.
Oh yeah.
And his name was Joe Shires, and I remember one day, like that was his thing. They'd get up and they'd do garage sales. And I remember one day he's like, talking about going to garage sales. He's like, everything I got on, I got at a garage sale, including my underwear and my socks.
Oh, God.
I can't imagine buying underwear at a garage sale.
I washed it.
I washed it, bleached it. Yeah, these were blue Fruit of the Looms, but they're white now because I bleached them. My gosh, you better bleach them. Anyways, just so shout out to Joe's a great guy. He's gone. Actually, his son Kenny called me this week, check on me about all the fires up here. Yeah, Kenny and Jonna Shires. I dated their daughter for like 6 years, and good people.
So have you ever often garage sailed, or you rarely garage sale? What's the frequency?
Very rare. Okay. Very, very, very rare.
So what is the greatest of all garage sale finds that you have ever procured in your garage selling history? Because I'm the same. I am not. It's like, I don't want to go buy the things that you don't have the conscience to throw away. So, but there are some every now and then.
Buddy, I ain't ever found... I can honestly say I have not been to a garage sale in 15 years.
Wow. That's substantial.
I'm proud to say that. I feel like that's a moment of me saying I've made it.
One of the 7 is greatly offended right now. I feel like we've got a garage sale.
I hope it wasn't windy.
Audience.
I hope it wasn't windy.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't windy. Oh, shout out to Wendy.
All right, so I spoke last Friday night for Trinity Baptist Church in Wellston, Oklahoma. So shout out to for Trinity Baptist, a lot better than First Baptist.
First Baptist.
Adam's on staff at First Baptist. Yeah. But we
were all one at one point. It's okay.
We were all
same roots.
We were all one at one point. Somebody got mad. Some deacon got frustrated.
I've never gotten the scoop on the whole story. I'm gonna have to ask Will. Like, so how did it really divide? I want to know if it was carpet, I'll be proud.
Probably was carpet.
It's got to be something. I'm curious to know.
Probably was something. Probably may have been potato salad.
They put mustard in that
Too
potato
much
salad.
mustard in every funeral I come to at this darn church.
Yeah.
The potato salad's so darn mustardy.
I'm taking my tithe.
And we're gonna go. We're forming a new church. It's called Trinity.
Trinity.
All
that potato salad must be is in that Trinity: potatoes, celery, and mayonnaise. You keep your mustard at first.
There's probably been church splits over lesser.
If they can
things.
split over carpet, they can split over anything.
Yeah, that's 100% right. So anyway, shout out to Trinity.
Yeah.
And your non-mustard
Non-mustard
potato salad.
I hope to God, please, Lord, sweet Lord, let it be potato salad. Let it be.
That would be great.
See, so much time has passed now that the hurt, like, because Trinity's does awesome. I love Trinity. There's great people over there.
Yeah.
A lot of friends are over there. It's a great church, and but now you can laugh at why it split. But back then, it probably was something.
What is back then? Like, when did this happen?
It's been. It's a long time. I mean, FBC
70s, 80s.
Oh, it's probably somewhere in that. I would imagine it's somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Because Lane Buckley, who's the pastor there, I mean, he had been pastoring there for, 40 years or something like that. I mean, a long time.
Okay.
And so that would have been, if he didn't start the church, which I really don't even think he did. So, like, I really don't know the history that is there. But,
Yeah. Okay.
But it did start, I mean, because even First technically was Second Baptist.
Oh.
And First just went away completely, because I mean, that if you say that the first that was second that is first now is technically like 150 something years old, like, it's pretty crazy. Like, the pictures that are in the hallway, like, you look back and it's like they're people, they look like off 1883 kind of deal, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they are old timey,
old folks.
yeah,
Old folks.
oh yeah.
Anyway, so they hosted their sportsman's banquet, wild game dinner, and I spoke at it. Great crowd, specifically for what was going on. So we had some crazy wildfires.
Oklahoma was burning.
We had 70-mile-an-hour winds reported, and over 70-mile-an-hour winds reported throughout the state. Fire started. There was a fire. I was trying to get there. I had a fire about 3 miles from my house. Mm-hmm. So your boy had the sprinklers going in the yard.
Yeah.
I was pumping some water, man. We were getting after it.
You were like, turn your sprinklers on. I was like, I don't got any.
I wonder if that's why my water's showing up. Pumped so much water.
Because of this month? Maybe.
Yeah, I bet you that's why.
But you do, yeah, if you have a sprinkler system.
I ran it like all day. Like, I put that sucker on manual.
You sent
and
it.
she just went.
You sent it.
Yeah. So I bet you that's why.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Anyway, so I couldn't get to the event. I was driving. Highway 66 between Arcadia and Luther was closed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'm back road.
Down.
Yeah, I'm having to back road it. I'm like on, had to go down to 15th, cut up to Triple X Road, basically bypass.
Which is hilarious, because they're like we're watching the news and they're out there on the Gittner, and they got Val, and he's like, I'm watching this fire right now. It's on Triple X and Hiawassee. And I'm like, talking to you, and you're like, yeah, I'm driving down Triple X. Oh, there's Hiawassee. I'm like, you're going to die.
I was right there.
There's a firewall coming for you.
I was going around it. I went around it, and I got to the church. Still had a pretty good crowd there. And
there's still 400 or 500 people.
Yeah, there was. There was.
Good.
And we had someone walk up to us.
Yeah.
Our friend. I'm going to call her our friend.
Yeah.
It's Wendy.
Wendy came up and she's like, and what's hilarious is she goes, I'm one of the 7. It's like, oh, yes. We know you.
We've met a listener.
Yeah. And then Wendy, she doubled down and came back to church on Sunday morning at FBC. So it was good to see her again. Gave her a big hug. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
great.
She said she's going to bring her boyfriend, all that stuff. I'm excited.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So shout out to Wendy.
Shout out to Wendy.
We also got another shout out. Big deal.
Okay.
Big deal. Last week we talked about how I'd sent you a picture from Kendall Jones's wedding of one of the groomsmen being Joe Thomas.
Yes.
NFL legend, Cleveland Brown legend, you being a Cleveland Brown fan, and I sent you a picture of him from the okay.
To the best Cleveland Browns left tackle there ever was.
Yeah.
Senor Joe Thomas.
Senior Joe Thomas.
Yes, sir.
So I tagged him on Instagram, giving a shout out.
Yeah.
That, talking about the clip from our last week's podcast, and Joe Thomas followed us back.
Wow.
Yeah, followed us back, and reposted. Our clip.
Our clip.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It is a little bit terrifying. A little bit terrifying. But so shout out to Joe Thomas. Thanks for the follow back. Yeah, big dude who has lost a lot of weight.
Got the NFL left tackle extra power off.
He did. No,
Yeah.
looks great. Looks great.
That's good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Stuff that I should probably be doing with my life.
Let's not even talk about it.
It's bad.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
If you ignore the problem, there's not a problem.
Yeah. I like yesterday, we were talking on the phone. I was driving in, and we were talking about coaching. And
oh yeah, you're talking. Yeah.
It's like I did fine.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
So I kind of semi-ran Sterling's baseball practice. He's 8, and I don't for me. I wasn't winded ever. Showing him rounding a bag, anything like that. I wasn't winded. I don't get winded. The next day, I was so sore. My legs were so sore.
How many times do you think you ran around the bag? How many times did you go loop the bag, trying showing them how to turn?
Not very many times. But it wasn't just that. The other problem was I was doing, so we kind of divided up, and I'm doing outfield drills.
Yeah.
And so the kids would face me, and then, I would point left, and they would, track to the left and throw them a ball, and they'd catch it, track to the right. Well, the problem is they're 8, and only about 4 of them can throw the ball
bending over
back to me. No, not bending over. I'm talking running 10 foot to the left, sprinting 10 foot to the left, because they're throwing the ball not even close to me. And so I'm sprinting over here, catching it, going back, all right, next one, and doing it. And then the kid throws it back 10 foot to my right. So I'm sprinting over here, catching a one hop. And so the next day I was but then the next day, 2 days later, I was like, oh my God.
That lactic acid settled.
It had settled in. So, I feel like we should, I don't have time to do this, but I really wish I had time to do like a beer league softball.
Oh yeah,
league.
I would love to play softball.
Just it would force me to do something.
It'd force you to tear a hamstring.
Probably.
There were a couple times where I felt it going, because I used to play.
Yeah, I know.
I remember
used to play. I remember you asked
fall,
me one
spring,
time,
summer,
and you backed out on me. Remember that? That was a jerk move. I was en route to the game. Remember that?
Remember why?
Because some dude was like, "Oh, never mind, I can make it," and you're like, "Oh, I don't need you now," and I'm like, "You do need me.
You do need me."
There's not a team that doesn't need a Brad Clay. Number one, I am an incredible trash talker. I'm clever. Know when to intervene. Know when to say, push buttons. I'm good at it. I'm good at it. And then the other thing is, if it does come to fisticuffs, I'm a big dude, and guess what? I'll be really sore 2 days later. Be a lot of acting,
but it'll work.
But by gosh, I mean, I'll throw some hands, bro. I'll throw them. Some dude, acting up. I'm ready. Throw down. So there's no team that doesn't need a 300-pound Brad Clay. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's dance.
I would love to do it again, and it was so fun getting to do it. I've got enough people in Wellston. It's just a matter of making the time because that Arcadia, where that place is in Arcadia, I mean, they got
that's where Edmond does their men's and women's adult leagues.
So I'd love to do it because co-ed's always the most fun. I think co-ed's
Didn't your brother do it?
Austin played, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin played with us, which was so funny because, oh my gosh, you get those, you can tell those guys that have played college athletics and something turns on, and so like Austin's over there playing the hot corner, and we got this little bitty girl playing first base, you know, and he gets some dude just crunches it at him, just hammers it at him, and you see it go into it, you know, he's like 1-2 step hop down, vacuums up through the belly button, turns it, and I'm like, he's gonna kill her.
Yeah.
And he sends because I'm pitching, so he sends a frozen rope. It cuts my shirt open as it goes by me, and it takes that girl's hand and pegs it to the light pole behind her. She caught it. She paid dearly for it. So I
almost killed a woman playing co-ed church league.
Church league's the word. Like I've never seen more fights. I've never seen more cuss outs. I've never seen more. Like I've played.
There was just one time I remember a
beer
fight.
leagues that were more civil than church leagues.
Yeah. I'm playing third base, and got a runner on first. Ball's hit to me. We're turning two. Lene DeArmond. So it's a funny story. I've actually taken Lene out twice in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Hit her.
Yeah.
Once when she was a Dibble Demon cheerleader.
Okay.
I didn't know her then.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a cheerleader for Dibble, and I tried to make a play on the sideline, and slid into the Dibble cheerleaders, knocking about 6 of them down.
It's like dominoes, like bowling pins.
Yeah, they didn't see me there facing the crowd. I slid, and they just
took their feet out from right under.
Oh, yeah. And I knocked out multiple Dibble cheerleaders, and I believe Lene was one of them. I think we talked about that. Mm. But Lene's playing second base, and I threw it hard. And I threw hard. I played third base in high school. I can throw across the diamond. Mm-hmm. You know, I sent that sucker at probably low 80s across the second base
from third to second.
Threw it hard
on a softball field.
And I remember she gets perfect because she's athletic.
Yeah,
she gets there. She gets to the bag, puts her foot on and she's going to catch it and step forward to throw.
Yeah.
And
Makes
she sticks
sense.
her glove out, and that ball went right over the top of her glove.
Oh no!
And I hit Lene.
Oh no!
In the forehead. That softball smokes her.
Oh, the sound of a softball hitting somebody in the face.
That ball went straight up in the air, like her head just like whack, and it went straight, and she just fell straight to her butt
because she was unconscious.
100%. I have never in my life felt worse than I did in that moment when I hit Lene in the face with a softball. Because here's the deal. There's nothing soft about it.
No.
There's nothing soft about a softball.
It's downy soft.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. That's blood light.
Yeah.
No, I hit her dead middle of the face, and she immediately had a giant knot on her head. And, of course, obviously, she's out of the game. You know, more importantly, runners were safe at first and second. I'm just kidding.
The biggest problem
is
she didn't
catch it, and we ended up probably losing that game because of that. No,
get your glove up.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I remember the next day, going by to see her, and they own the funeral home. Her and her husband Joe own the funeral home in Sulphur, and so I saw them. Not only to go to church together,
for what you did to her.
Yeah, I mean, if I killed her,
push came to shove.
They had all the equipment. Anyway, I remember going by and checking on her, and she was sitting inside, wearing sunglasses. She was migraines.
Because it looked like someone hit her in the face with a 2x4.
No. It was because of the light.
Really?
Just any light. She couldn't handle. She was having headaches. She had headaches for weeks. from me smoking her in the head. So I just want to take this moment. I know I've apologized before, and that was 20 years ago probably. But Lene, I'm really sorry I hit you in the face.
There's that sound of a softball hitting somebody in the face is so distinct. 'Cause I remember we played at a men's league this is a church league, and there's a guy named Jason Miller, whom you know.
Yeah, I know Jason.
Jason was he could play ball.
Man,
okay.
I got to tell the Jason story in a minute too.
Oh, Jason could play ball, and Jason caught the ball on a go ahead in center field pop up, tag up, go home for the game.
Okay, so we're coming home with it.
Where do you put your least effective player in softball?
Right field.
Okay.
Or
right.
catcher.
Catcher.
Yeah, that's true. Where's your pitcher? Your pitcher should automatically be backing up home plate.
The pitcher did not get the memo. Okay. Was not me.
Bush League.
Was not me.
Bush League.
I was playing short that game.
Bush League. I can tell. Listen, I can watch film of like high school kids and tell if they're good by where the pitcher goes.
Yeah.
Immediately when a ball's hit. Like if you're watching a highlight and if the pitcher just stands there, a pitcher always has somewhere to be to back up. And then the other thing I can always tell if your baseball program is a joke is if you got a left-handed catcher.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But that ball, he
came
caught
up, crow hopped it.
He came up and he crow hopped that thing like a frozen rope. Straight. I mean, it didn't have any loft on it at all. And Shane Brazel, he's a contractor, big guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll come play." I think he subbed that night. He wasn't even like there for real. And the same thing, that ball was coming, tipped the glove right into the nose, just blood. Just It was rough. It was rough.
Bloodlight.
And they scored. They won the game. So thanks, Shane. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
At least knock it down with your face.
At least do something.
You know?
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Speaking of softball, my mom, God rest her soul, coming up here will be 4 years.
Yep.
Since my mom's passed away.
Yep.
But I've seen my mom in 2 fist fights, and one was at a softball game. My mom was a big lady. My mom, younger years, she's pushed 6 foot, 230 pounds. Looked like she played linebacker for the 49ers, in the 80s. Like, she's just a big, strong woman, all-state basketball player. And I was probably 10 years old. And my mom played in a co-ed softball team or league in Enid, Oklahoma. And my mom could crush a ball. She could smash it. She crushes a ball in the gap, and it's going to be a triple. And being big, my mom could move too. My mom was incredibly athletic. And I remember, this is like a 9 o'clock game, like on a Tuesday, and I'm hanging out with the other,
the other kids,
the other little hoodlums. That their parents have chose.
The old field rats.
The other field rats, the feral children that just roam the ball fields. I'm hanging out with them because, great parents choose co-ed softball on a school night over you going to bed and getting a good education. So
good stuff.
Yeah. So but my mom's rounding second base, and the shortstop trips my mom as my mom's rounding the bag. Like on purpose. Clear as day.
Yeah.
My mom slides on her stomach, bounces up, incredibly athletic, pops up, turns around, punches the shortstop in the face, breaks her nose, unconscious. The lady falls to the ground, blood, spewing. My mom runs to third base, gets there, and she starts clapping. She's like, here we go, knock me in now, here we go, right? Yeah, here we go. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
There's a woman unconscious, bleeding with a broke nose at second base.
That's totally
And my
normal.
mom's like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
100%. And there was another incident that John Powers, who is Paul Powers' dad, when my mom lived in Raiden, they had a little travel softball team. And my mom played third base. And this was a women's league.
Yeah.
And the pitcher for my mom's team was a little bit of a bigger Indian woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the team they were playing, they're in the field. They start making comments. About her.
Oh yeah.
They started talking about her being fat, fat, Indian, all this stuff. And John is the one who told me the story.
Yeah.
And he said, when your mom threw her glove on the ground and started going for their dugout, he goes, I knew I couldn't get there fast enough. John's a little short, squatty guy.
Yeah.
And he said, I broke as fast as I could go. Brad, I went as fast as I could go. And he goes, there's 2 entries into their dugout. Your mom came in the backside. And he goes, she just starts laying women out.
He said, your mom beating the mess out of them.
Here they come at her. She enters her dugout, and he said, words being said, making sailors blush. And he said, by the time I got to your mom, he goes, there was 3 women laying at her feet.
Yeah.
And your mom was still swinging.
Yeah.
Hitting like 3 of them are on the ground at your mom's feet, and she's just continuing to punch women.
Yeah.
In this, and he goes, your mom tried to fight
the entire dugout.
15 women at once by herself. And he goes, Brad, she was winning. He goes, she was in the doorway, so it wasn't like there was a way to, get around her. So she's in the.
She had them bottlenecked up at the hot gates.
She did.
She was just like Spartans.
Yeah, she was. She was just kind of got them bottlenecked up. So, softball, especially if my mom was involved, could be a little bit interesting. So all that to say, we should start a team.
We should start a team
because guess what? That blood is in my veins too. Unfortunately.
That is a good challenge.
When have you seen me the maddest? When is it where you're like, bro, you this is scary? Can you think of a moment where I was like really, really, really angry?
Yeah, a lot of it comes around when
oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't ask this question. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to another topic.
Oh boy. Whenever all that stuff went down with the sponsor that shall not be named, I saw you pretty angry.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
Yeah, you're pretty dang mad.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
You're pretty dang mad. I've never seen you in a moment where like the physicality was going to come out. It's like when I broke the windows and I yeeted the board, like that was angry and there's some physicality stuff came out. I've never been around you where like there's been a physical interaction like off the cuff.
Yeah, and obviously that doesn't happen very. Gosh darn it! You brought this up the other day and we didn't talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
I'm curious to know. Well, I don't even know what
you brought it up. You brought it up, and I'm not going to bring it back up.
Yeah. Okay.
I can think of that instance, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm a licensed and ordained minister. I don't do stuff like that.
But I can't fist fight you at the softball field.
I will. There's righteous anger.
Be angry and do not sin.
That's right, buddy. Part of the problem with our society today is that you can't punch people in the face.
Part of the problem.
100%.
Part of the problem.
Listen, I'm going to kind of stand behind that a little bit. Because if you listen, people.
I'm ready to hear the defense on it.
Listen, when you get punched in the face, you shut up.
You have to analyze the situation.
You have to because there's too many tough guys out there.
There are.
Social media has created this like, I can be this tough guy. I can say all this stuff. And you can say stuff till you get punched in the face. And once you're punched in the face, you have to evaluate the business decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
shall I punch back or
right? And
should I shut my mouth?
And most of the time, they don't want it. And so once we've kind of gotten away, that's like I said, when I was a kid, like I can think back in high school, there were kids. I remember a kid who went off in a class one day at a teacher, cussed out a teacher. One of my friends who was a year older than me, I remember after school, I was in his vehicle. He saw that kid. He pulled up on that kid. That kid was in the passenger seat of a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled up, got out of his vehicle, pulled that kid halfway out the window of his car, punched him in the face about 10 times.
Yeah.
Shoved him back into the car.
Yeah.
And said, "Don't you ever speak
Yeah.
to Miss Elliott that way again."
Yeah.
Guess what?
He didn't do it.
He didn't do it, bro.
No.
He didn't do it. So getting punched in the face is not always a bad thing.
Don't.
All right.
Hmm.
Me and Brant.
Discipline.
I'll share another Brant story. Brant was on the podcast. I'm telling you, we could do a whole nother podcast because stuff keeps coming up like this one.
Mm-hmm.
We used to hunt a property, off Penn.
The Edmond one?
The Edmond property up here. We used to hunt a property.
More ticks than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Can't argue. It was about 80 acres, and we hunted that property and filmed on that property and actually killed a couple deer on that property. And there was a hay bottom and a creek that ran through it. And about where that creek was the property line.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember this.
yeah, and so awesome footage. They killed 2 bucks. Brant and his buddy killed bucks there. Really some cool footage. They actually filmed a buck breed a doe. He breeds,
I remember
breeds
that.
the doe.
Really cool footage.
He's finished, and then they shoot him.
If you're gonna go,
yeah. So
you're gonna go,
and then Brant shoots a really nice buck, and right on he's kind of going up that creek line. Anyway, great footage. Aired the episode. Me and him are out there one day, and I meet him on the county road right in front of the property. And we're sitting there and we're just talking. Well, another vehicle pulls up and pulls over to the side.
I forgot about this.
And
I remember this story.
It's the neighbor to the south.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps out of his truck and just starts cussing us.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he jumps out and he's like, "I got a bone to pick with you, and I got a bone to pick with you." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes to cussing us about how unsafe it was. We were shooting at his property line and all this stuff. And he's like, "What if I'd have been in that, and I got a tree stand in there. What if I'd have been in that tree and you'd have been shooting right at me," and all this stuff. And I was like, "Why would you
have been wearing your orange?
If you're wearing your hunting orange, if you're obeying laws, like I would have seen you." And, no matter where you are on a property, a lot of times you're shooting towards the other property.
There's always another property.
There's always another property, and sometimes that happens. Everything was legal. I could see there was trees and a big bank, and anyway, and he just kept on, and I just jumped out of my truck.
Yeah,
and I was like, if you cuss at me one more time, I am going to beat you in the road right now.
I'm gonna give you a bar ditch beating.
I'm gonna give you a bar ditch beating over here on the plow dirt.
Yeah,
right.
Come over here on the plow dirt.
That's right, my buddy Robin.
Yeah.
But I that was one of the maddest moments I've been, because there's a line. If he pulled up and said, "Hey, I want to have a conversation with you about this,"
I'm a grown man.
Yeah, listen, bro, we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
But when number one, you're 5'8", about 170 pounds. You know what I mean? Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me. Unless your ears are cauliflowered, do not talk to me that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm civil. We can have a normal conversation.
People that know how to fight,
he wouldn't have done that.
They don't do that kind of
he would have. He would have.
Actions speak louder than words.
We would have had a normal conversation.
Yeah.
We'd have had a normal conversation and be like, "Hey, man," and I could have said, "I see where you're coming from, but I promise, if you're wearing orange."
Yeah.
And if we'd have seen you, we wouldn't have hunted there.
Yeah.
We would have moved. We'd have done something else if I could see that you're there.
Yeah.
But as long as you're obeying laws,
yeah,
we're
all going to be good.
But on the flip side of it, you're upset about us hunting the property line, buddy. You're talking about a tree stand that's 10 foot from the property line.
Yeah,
we were 200
You're
yards
hunting
from
on the
it.
property line.
We were 200 yards from it.
Yeah.
That deer could have come from any other direction. He just happened to be there. And that's where we shot him. You're hunting 10 foot from the property line. Anyway, but if that comes back around to where it's like, hey man, that dude ain't been punched in the face. He hadn't been punched in the face. And if he'd been punched in the face,
at least not in a minute he hadn't.
It's been a minute.
Not in a minute.
It's been a minute. And if he'd been punched in the face, it probably would. His approach would have. He wouldn't have jumped out and be like, "I got a bone to pick with you, and I got a bone to pick with you," because if he had been punched in the face, in recent,
Yeah.
He'd opt out. Said,
They
"Hey
might
guys,
have changed
can I
it.
have a conversation with you about this?" And we'd have had a conversation.
And even if you jumped out and he went, "Hey, I got a bone pick with y'all." Like,
yeah, but his
being
his
cordial
demeanor,
about it.
He jumped out. His demeanor was, y'all need a whooping.
I feel like a lot of people do not give the benefit of the doubt. People are very bad at not giving the benefit of the doubt because more often than not, people don't mean harm. More often than not.
100%. Yeah, I agree
More
with that.
often than not, they don't mean harm. There are some times where people are selfish and stupid and they are dumb, but more often than not, it's usually an accident.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually something that no one meant to do on purpose. And when you treat it like somebody, because then you're not going at somebody and saying like, hey, there's a situation, there's a problem. You're attacking somebody's moral character. Like he's getting out and saying like, I got a bone pick with y'all because you guys are immoral and you don't know how to hunt right and all this other. Like he's drawing a line in the sand instead of just assuming that a miscommunication, just like stuff. That's any. I think most of the fights and problems I've ever had in my life usually came down to a miscommunication and someone not giving the benefit of the doubt that the other person's not just a jerk. Whatever. There's a couple people that I've been in that are just jerks, but they need to also
like the people that stand up on an airplane,
like
and
those
start
people.
moving forward.
It just boils me.
I had a moment on an airplane with a couple, who were behind me, and it always if somebody says on an airplane, we'll just dive into this for the next couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Their plane etiquette.
We told this one story.
I don't think so. Have we talked about this?
I don't remember. I feel like I think maybe we talk about it every time we're on a plane, so it makes me feel like it's familiar.
Well,
because it happens every time we're on a stinking
once
plane.
again, there's not enough punching in the face. All right.
So if you go to federal prison for that on an airplane,
probably 100% probably do.
Why can't you fly to the speaking event anymore?
I'm driving everywhere.
Punched a dude in the face on an airplane.
Yeah, but I did everybody else a favor, actually.
Yeah. I was applauded for it.
You would be too. I think you would be. And I just don't understand how people don't get it. But if it's one thing, like you're on a plane and somebody like gets up and says, "I'm so sorry, my flight leaves in 17 minutes."
Yeah,
I have no problem being like,
in there.
"Hey, yeah, go in front of me, no problem."
Yeah.
But just to be like that, your time's more valuable than mine. Like the people that get up and start walking forward.
Yeah.
Bro, we got a problem.
Yeah.
We got a problem, and so I like
you deserve you owe it to the other people on that plane to explain yourself.
So if people complain about some people getting up, like I don't understand why you get up and stand in the aisle. I want to understand. I'll explain myself. If I'm in an aisle seat, I normally stand up and stand in the aisle. You know why?
To block off those
because
jerks.
they ain't going around me.
No, they're not.
They're not going around me.
No.
They're not going to say, "Hey, if Brad Clay's standing in the aisle, they're not going around me." And so I'm just blocking the aisle. So I want, if anybody ever sees me on an airplane and be like, "I hate when people stand up when we're waiting for everybody," I'm standing up to keep the morons from cutting in front of all of us.
Yeah.
And so I did have a couple who I was in a window seat, and people were getting up. They were standing in the aisle, and my row's exiting.
Yeah.
And I'm coming out, and they as I'm standing up, try to cut around me.
Yeah.
From behind me.
Yeah.
And I stand up and I looked at them. I was like, "Excuse me?" I said, "There's a process to how this works."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Absolute dry." I said, that was one of my absolute pet peeves. Why people think your time's more important than mine. And they was like so offended.
Yeah.
That I confronted them about it.
Yeah.
And it just comes back to really, you're talking about conflicts. It comes back to just selfishness. We talk about this all the time. One of the biggest pandemics of our society is selfishness.
Yeah.
People are selfish.
Yep.
They don't think about other people. It doesn't matter. It's about it's about my
convenience. Gotta look out for number one.
Gotta look out for number one. And I think that comes back to part of our problem with our society and that whole situation is that people are selfish.
Selfish and entitled. The entitlement drives me nuts. Like I deserve.
And I fight, man. I don't know about you, but raising my kids, man, I have to fight that.
Oh, you have to. That's one of those things that no kid comes out of the womb unselfish. Like they all are.
I don't know. Josiah, I think, did.
Josiah, maybe.
Josiah's the sweetest kid.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest kid. But my other ones, devil. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They're great kids too. But you're right. You're right. I mean, we were born. You didn't have to teach your kid to lie.
Didn't have to teach them to lie. Didn't have to teach them to steal. Didn't have to teach them to be selfish. Didn't have to teach them none of that. They just came by it on their own.
Yeah. Inherent sin nature.
Yeah.
In which we all
sin
have.
nature.
Yeah, we all have
Delicious.
it. And you know, we just live in a culture where it just preaches it's about me. It's about me. It's about me. And I have to fight that with my kids and try to instill into my children, it's not about you. It's not about you. And if it ever becomes about you, we got a problem.
Yeah.
And so, I know for, Matthias, he does a pretty good job of.
Matthias is a good kid.
Matthias is a great kid.
Matthias is a good kid.
He's a good kid. He thinks about other people. He cares about other people. He's a good kid. We are blessed by Matthias.
Yeah.
He's 16 years old and is really he's a great kid.
Yeah.
He's a great kid. I don't know if it's just different because of girls and the surrounding of that, but it's a fight for Ava.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fight for Ava about selfishness because honestly, it's rampant in her little age group.
Yeah.
And some of the people, her school friends and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's very self-centered, very, very materialistic in ways too. And I think part of that is where
with the Joneses.
You got to keep up with the Joneses a little bit. And I think part of that is where we live. I have chosen to live in Edmond, Oklahoma. The average mean income for a household here is $96,000. We have, I live, not very far from Oak Tree.
Yeah.
National Golf Course, which is a PGA. I don't know what a house starts there.
More than we can afford.
$750,000 probably would be. I doubt that. I bet it's $1 million, to start.
Oh yeah. It's astronomical.
Yeah, I mean, there's multi-million-dollar homes. There's just a lot of money here, in and around us, and I'm glad I'm here to drop the median income.
Glad to be here to bring us back down.
Yeah, bring it back down a little bit. But there's a lot of money here, and so I think that's part of it. Is culturally where I'm at. There's a lot of money, and so when your kids are like, I'd really love to have, Ava, we were talking about vehicles. She's 14. And
G-Wagon, right?
Well, so it's like I would love to have, like a Lexus or Mercedes, white SUV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, unless it's got a 1990 in front of it, it's probably not happening.
How about a 1991 Z71?
Oh,
I'll
God.
Slap
she would walk.
Spadies.
She would walk to school before she did that.
Oh gosh.
But she's,
she would too.
and it's this the problem is that we have, and I don't have a problem. Like if you can afford it, that's fine. Like I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
They're not. It's a nice vehicle. I'm not saying you can't have those things, but for my kids, it's like, hey, Matthias drives a 2018 Ford Focus.
Yep.
And he loves it. That's what he had. He wanted a Ford Focus. He wanted one, and so great. I can tell you, Ava doesn't want a 2018 Ford Focus. That's
she
not
wants
what
that G-Wagon.
Ava she really wants a Ford Bronco.
She wants a Bronco, huh?
So I ought to get her the OJ.
Get her a 1982 Ford.
Get her an OJ Ford Bronco. This is one that OJ, held America up with right here, man.
This is it.
Iconic moment. He's cruising this thing. Oh gosh, she would kill me.
Yes, she would.
In my sleep, I would wake up.
You'd wake up with a knife in your chest.
I would. She would be so mad at me. But just we have to fight it in our culture with our kids to say, hey, listen, it's not about you. And I'm so thankful. This is why it's important for us to be involved in the local church.
Yep.
I am holding it down at my house with my two little boys.
Yeah.
because April and Matthias are in Santa Cruz, California right now on a mission trip. They are doing homeless ministry. They are doing street evangelism. They're doing canvassing for a local church there in Santa Cruz. They did like a beach cleanup. Just serving. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's serving people. And then Ava is in Denver, Colorado, and she is doing homeless ministry, street evangelism. And it's so good because they go and they see this. It's not about me. It's not about me. Like Ava shared she was sharing her faith with 2 homeless men. One of them in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And she had a good conversation with the guy in the wheelchair, and he was actually a pretty funny guy. And so she asked the other guy. She's like, "So can you tell me about your, do you have a personal relationship with Jesus?" And the guy in the wheelchair is like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are we starting with such personal questions?" And so Ava was laughing about it, but
do you have a moment to speak about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yeah. Don't run away.
Where are you going, sir?
So it makes me realize how important in raising my kids, how important the local church is in helping with that. Because it's not the church's job to raise my kids from a spiritual standpoint. It's just a tool that I have at my disposal to help me do that. And if you're a parent and you're not making that a priority in some aspect, you're missing out on an incredible tool that can help you raise your child to be better than the standards set by society.
Yeah. It's it goes kind of step in step with what we talked about past Sunday at church, because we were in Acts chapter 5 with Ananias and Sapphira. It's like you talk about that Peter's like, "Hey, this field that you sold, was it not yours beforehand? Like the money that you got from it, was it not yours beforehand? Like, why have you chose to lie to the Holy Spirit? Like, why have you chose to deceive God? He won't be mocked," and then he drops dead right there. And it just goes to show you, like, if status is more important to you than, like, because that's what they wanted. They wanted to be like Barnabas, who, like, he in Acts chapter 4, he sells a field, and they call him, his name's Joseph, and they changed his name to Son of Encouragement because of what he does. Yeah. And so Ananias and Sapphira are like, I want to be, oh my gosh. Just like, it's like selfishness. It's like, I want that. And so they try to deceive, and it ends up costing them their life because of it. And so, like, when we look at, like, what you're saying, like, the church is such a tool to be used for discipleship. And not only for you, but for your children as well. Like, it's an aid. There's like, I don't know if you have these kind of friends, but I have a few friends that are like, well, I don't need the church.
I don't have friends, Adam. I don't have friends. You're my only friend.
Just one.
You're my only friend. Brett Will didn't call me back.
Wah, 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 wah,
he didn't call me back. Asked him to go play golf. Doesn't care. Doesn't want to go.
Brett Will doesn't want to go play golf.
Well, I don't know if he does. He won't call me back.
He won't call you back.
I don't know. He might want to, but he doesn't call me back.
I'll call him when I'm on my way home and be like, "Hey, you want to go play golf?"
He'll be like, "Yeah, I'll meet you out there tomorrow."
I'll be out there. I'll send you a picture.
Meet you at Fire Lake. I'd be so pissed off. Man. I'd be so pissed off.
Now I just want to do it.
If you send me a picture of you two together,
selfie being Brett, Fire Lake.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's getting punched in the face. I'm not kidding.
It better not be me. It better be Brett.
I'm swinging on everybody, bro. If that's the case, if I'm not invited, I'm telling you, I'm punching somebody in the face.
Dude, you come at me, I'm getting that 1 iron. I'm getting that 3 iron out.
My mama told me, don't you bring something to a fight you don't use to get. I will snatch that from you, brother, and I will beat you.
I will put that 9 iron right in your shin bone, and you won't be coming nowhere else.
Let that lactic
Could you
acid
imagine
build up.
getting hit right in the shin with a pitching wedge?
I've seen your swing. I don't think you could hit it. I don't think. Remember I did back in the day when I had my TikTok and I did that video. It's like you get up and you hit, and I made that video and the crowd goes wild. Be like, if he strikes this perfect, the crowd's gonna go wild. And you hit you slice it. You didn't even slice it, bro. You open face hit that thing, and it went.
I'm real good at golf for about
Well, you're a junior golfer.
Junior golf champion.
Yeah.
Junior golf champion.
We need to go play.
We need to go play.
We were having a really good spiritual conversation until I absolutely derailed.
But this is life. This is what the people want. This is what the 7 need. They need the attention deficit disordered conversations.
I hope
that we
this
have.
section of it. Wendy said that she listens to our podcast. She drives a trash truck.
Yeah.
And she says, I listen to the podcast, but she goes, I have to get out sometimes and I miss it. I hope she missed
this part, and she comes back into it with me on. And the difference between how the world reacts and the church reacts is the church reacts by rallying around you instead of just leaving you in your selfishness.
Yeah. I mean, it should be that way. And
It should be
that way. And I say this all the time, too. I just said this in Wellston, America. Adam, if you ever find the perfect church, what happened?
Don't join it.
Why?
Because you ruin it.
That's right. I say that all the time. If you ever find the perfect church, don't join it, because if you do, you'll ruin it. The church is not perfect because it's made up of Brad Clays and Adam Carters, who are not perfect people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't go to church because of who sits to my left or my right. I go to church because of what Jesus did for me. Yeah. And there's strength that comes from being plugged into the local church. And it's so important for us. And as parents, if you have kids or you have grandkids, to see them plugged in to a church that has a quality youth and a quality children's program is so important.
It's beneficial.
So it's a great tool.
I love every week getting to go.
That's why I encourage people to go to Trinity Baptist in Wellston. Not First.
Yeah. We really want a kids program.
I'm just kidding. Those are both great offers. We're just joking.
I love every week when we drive home from church on a Wednesday or a Sunday.
Trinity's parking lot's full, and you're kidding.
We're like, see, you should be over there, kids. But we get to say, like, hey, what did you learn tonight? You know, what did you learn tonight? And we bragged on Matthias a little bit to brag on Hurley. Like, I had his Sunday school teacher came up to me and said, hey, I just want you to know you should be proud of Hurley. And she's like, I've been teaching our kids the Roman Road on Sunday mornings, teaching them the Roman Road every week on Sunday mornings. And,
do you know the Roman Road?
Huh? Yeah, I do. And Hurley, she said, Hurley, he already knew it.
That's awesome.
He already knew it. And so it was like, that's awesome. But like, he's like, that's that ability to know that didn't only just come from, that's something that we did at home.
Yeah.
But then it's reinforced by the church.
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Awesome.
So it comes back again. It's a tool. It's not raising your kids from a spiritual standpoint. It's just a tool that's helping you do that. And that's why it's so important for us to be involved in the local body, and understanding it's not perfect. Don't. There's going to be churches that there's a media guy on the stage running around filming that sometimes gets on your nerves.
We still haven't got over that, huh?
I just felt like it was appropriate.
Felt like it was motive.
That
happens at Trinity Baptist.
Oh my gosh. We're going to get a phone call from Will, their pastor.
Will, I wonder if Will watches it. There's no way. There's no way.
I don't think his ADHD could handle it.
No.
I don't know. It might be perfect for him.
It might be perfect. It's like just a bunch of rabbits running around getting chased down.
Nonetheless, it is perfect. In the aspect that we gain strength from it, and understanding that it's filled with imperfect people, and that's what makes it, so valuable. So
and it's been happening. Like, that's what we've been studying at FBC for 10 weeks now. Is
Trinity's been studying it for 13.
The early church, yeah. Well, one day we're going to be as good as they are, and we will be as holy as they are. Actually, the Shekinah glory kind of, we just want to be close to Trinity, so the Shekinah glory coming off of their church will just somehow impart upon our wickedness.
I heard the Ark of the Covenant's in it.
Yeah, that's where the actual Ark of the Covenant is.
It's at Trinity Baptist.
Come to find out, Trinity Baptist Church, Wellston, Oklahoma.
They got their hands on it.
Bought
it at a garage sale.
Full circle. Full circle.
Hey, that's impressive right there.
Hey, we did it.
Hey, listen.
We did it.
Did you release a new video on YouTube?
No, I haven't.
You haven't done it?
No,
you got a water pump video coming out. The people are so pumped about this water pump.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I got it all dumped in a timeline the other day, a couple of evenings ago.
I'm sure the people are pumped. They're sitting on the edge of their seats waiting on this water pump video. I know for me it sounds exciting.
It just sounds so exciting.
It does. It sounds incredibly exciting. Make sure you follow Adam. You got this water pump video coming out.
Go over to
Hurley Films.
Hurley Films on YouTube if you want to watch a couple 2-year-old videos.
Yeah, there you go. And then give us a follow on Final Descent Outdoors, FD Outdoors on Instagram, FD Outdoors on the old Twitter X, and then Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook, and then obviously Final Descent Outdoors on YouTube if you're watching this. And we appreciate our 7. We appreciate Joe Thomas. I don't know if he's listening, but I know he listened to a portion of it.
Should we go ahead and say it's 8 now since Joe's here?
We'll say,
just name it and claim it kind of thing.
Name it and claim it. That's what Trinity does.
Oh, I'm fired.
Let's go. Let's go eat a taco.
Let's go eat a taco. Oh, get us out of here. Fade to black.